Okay, I'm gonna show you a pretty easy way of making an eye socket control. We're gonna be selecting some edges around this eye. Now we're gonna go to Modify, Convert, and there should be an option to convert edges to curve. And now we have a very perfect eye socket control. I'm gonna move it just a little bit. You might wanna center pivot on this and then match the pivot of this control to the eye socket joint just in case. And I think I did that much later in the video because I forgot. This video is gonna be mostly a time lapse of me in the process of making control curves for the rest of the eye stuff. And I'm gonna be using my scripts a lot because there's no way in hell I'm doing all of this by hand. So you'll see me selecting all the joints that I need, like the eyelid joints, and just clicking a button, and the button just takes the joints into a list and goes into a for loop, and the for loop creates all of those curves for us. And I'm gonna be making the left side and the right side at the same time to make sure that the controls are the same size. So I'm gonna be transforming all of these controls on both sides at the same time. My script automatically creates the curves and also renames them based on the name of the joint that it's aligning it to. The other script that I use in conjunction with this one is just a very simple compensate control that just compensates these controls with a group. The cool thing about having scripts is you can just press a button and they do things for you. I was sick of having to change colors in the control curves manually, so I just made a script that does it for me. And just a reminder, you can find these scripts and this shelf in particular for download in my blog post that I'm gonna link in the description of this video, so you can just download these scripts for your personal use. I'm gonna color the eyebrow controls yellow, including the secondary ones. I'm gonna color the left side of the face blue and the right side is gonna be red. Here I'm making sure that each of the joints is correctly parent constrained to its respective control curve. Here is when I realized there was some kind of issue with the right side of her eye socket, and you'll see me fixing it later in the video. Turns out I just had the eye socket joint parent constrained to a different control. It was a very easy fix. On to the eye aim controls. This really doesn't have to be complicated. I usually just use circles to make mine. I'm also gonna make sure that it's at a comfortable distance for our animator to see. I haven't had the chance to do it in this tutorial, but at some point in the near future I'm gonna do the setup where you can have the eye controls follow the head or not. I just kinda ran out of time to do it in this video. The rest of the video was just me trying to figure out why the hell my right eye socket joint's not working. And it was a mixture of a little bit of the skinning being wrong, but mostly, like I said, the eye socket joint was parented to the wrong control. I also made sure that the pivot of the eye socket control was in the right place because I center pivot on it and I forgot to move it when I created it. So I had to unparent the controls that were under it and then reparent them after I was done with that change. I also added a parent constraint from the eyeball joint to the eye socket control, but only in translate because the rotation is being controlled by the aim controls that we just made. Join me again next week for the rest of the face.